Hello and welcome to this week's edition of NewsDay McDaniel. I'm Gabby Whiten.
And I'm Kyle Sarnowski. Our top story this week. Students at McDaniel are expecting a roommate, but what they don't expect are uninvited pests. Cockroaches are appearing in rooms across McDaniel campus residencies, with a majority of pests making homes in Albert Norman Ward basement and lower level floors. Head resident assistant and senior Mackenzie Elliott says, "I became aware of the roaches the first few days of students living on campus, and other RAs bringing it to my attention that the residents were also seeing the cockroaches. A few days after the roaches were found, McDaniel had a pest control company spray the locations where the roaches were found." Resident of Albert Norman Ward and junior Kyra Glancy added, "I personally haven't seen anything. I don't keep food on the floor, and I keep my fridge clean regularly." Associate Dean of Students Michael Robbins offers similar advice, saying students can take out their trash of their rooms and keep food in sealed containers. It is also important that students report sightings of cockroaches so work orders can be submitted. If students have concerns regarding cockroaches, talk to your resident assistant or email Michael Robbins at mrobbins@mcdaniel.edu.
The college will be hosting this year's homecoming events from September 30th through October 1st. Students, staff members, and alumni are all invited to take part in the homecoming celebration together. Evelyn Cronfield, a first-year student, is intrigued to see what homecoming will entail and is excited to experience what our campus community is like. The memorial bell ringing, Green Terra Sports Hall of Fame induction, and homecoming sports games are just a few of the activities taking place over the weekend. Malcolm Watts, a recent graduate, is excited to return to campus to support his former organizations, this time as an alum. More information regarding McDaniel's homecoming schedule of events can be found online on the McDaniel website under the events category.
McDaniel Food Service has received complaints from parents last week on the McDaniel Parents and Families Facebook page regarding food options and availability. Judy Van Brunt, parent of a McDaniel sophomore, says that there is a lack of variety and claims that the food was raw at times, overcooked other times. Van Brunt notes that Kevin Laster, head of the McDaniel Culinary Services, informed her that the dining hall was struggling with post-COVID staffing shortages, as many companies have experienced. This sentiment is echoed by Sandra Sellers, another parent who called Laster to share her concerns. Sellers says, "My understanding is that last year was AVI Food System's first year and they were still limited by COVID regulations and being short-staffed." She also was made aware by Laster that they are contractors, and Laster attributed some of the food service shortcomings on lack of communications by the school. AVI Food Systems says complaints and comments about food services can be shared with them via their anonymous text line at 410-449-7690.
The House of Excellence organization of campus has strived for representation and inclusivity by hosting engaging events. Coming up next week is the Villainous Ball. President Alex Otseo says it will be an annual event used to showcase LGBTQ culture and history and to bring recognition to the community at McDaniel. Vice President Keyshawn Dempsey says every cultural organization has some big event celebrating their culture. We chose a ball to represent one of the many LGBTQIA cultures at McDaniel. Public Relations Director Jeremy Volker says, "We wanted to create inclusivity on campus and highlight the LGBT group and let people know it's okay to be themselves." You can buy tickets from 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. at Middle Level ROJ. The ball will be held Thursday, the 22nd.
As the theater department is having its first meet and greet on September 14th to showcase the faculty and get to know the students interested in getting involved with theater, it might not be common knowledge that they have a new department chair after over 10 years. Elizabeth Van Denberg, professor of theater arts for the last 30 years and previous department chair, says, "Thank the Lord I'm not the chair anymore. It was supposed to rotate after 5 years, but when my time was up, there was no one to take my position. Now, thankfully, Janae has agreed to take up the responsibilities, especially with only being a part-time professor here. Usually the person who gets the department chair is a full-time professor, but in this case they had to go with who had the most knowledge of the department. Janae Fichet, current department head, states, "All the new responsibilities have been overwhelming, but I'm happy to do it to keep moving the department forward. As the theatrical season is coming, students are excited to be working along Janae, and are mostly looking forward to the spring musical Heathers. For more information on upcoming shows, check out the theater department's homepage on mcdaniel.edu.
The first 3 goals of the season for the McDaniel women's soccer team also led them to their first victory of the season. Head coach Sandra Lagana said, "The teams have been working on connecting passes in the attacking third, and their work paid off in their victory against York University. The team's defense has also excelled as this is their 3rd shutout in a row." Goalkeeper and graduate student Catherine Carterson says that the team has been refining their style of play and defensive tactics, helping the team tremendously. The team will head into conference play on Saturday, September 17th at Muhlenberg College at 11 a.m.
CHARGE stands for Changing Health Attitudes and Actions to Recreate Girls. It is also a club that is reached across the United States. A chapter of CHARGE opened at McDaniel only last fall in 2021. Junior and kinesiology major Brooke Boyland, president of this chapter, says that Charge hosts open events such as tabling their welcome party and little hangouts for all students to attend if they are interested in joining. Once a member, Charge holds weekly workouts every Thursday from 5:30 to 6:30, plus off-campus workouts. Senior and a member, Stephanie Portillo, says that she joined to surround herself with girls who she could go to the gym with and motivate her. Isabella Hernandez Canita, another senior, says her favorite Charge event was making resin keychains at Sarge Athletics.
The Black American Film Festival opened with a screening of The Avant-Garde and an oversimplification of her beauty on Friday, September 9th at the Carroll County Art Center. According to the curator, Associate Professor of Communication and Cinema, Aaron Watley, I knew this film was very experimental, but for me it was important. I want to shake up how people think about Black storytelling through film. The film festival is centered around love, history, freedom, bringing together a diverse collection of contemporary films that shine a light on the Black experience in America. Executive Director of the Carroll County Arts Council, Lynn Griffith, adds, by presenting works focused on experiences outside the norm, mainly conflict and oppression, I hope to challenge viewers and expose them to a new way of thinking. Chair of the Communication and Cinema Department, Richard Brett, explains the film festival allows members of our community to come together to participate in a communal viewing and to personally engage in artistic and cultural dialogue about important themes and perspectives. The festival continues with its screening of My Name is Polly Murray on Friday, September 23rd at 7:30. The full schedule and additional details can be found at carrollcountyaartscouncil.org.
Well, that just wraps up this week's edition of NewsDay McDaniel. I'm Kyle Sarnowski.
And I'm Gabby Whiten. Stay tuned all semester long for your up-to-date news and commentary.
See you soon.